Hey tribe, welcome back to my channel. I've been asked to do this topic way too many times now, so here we are. A lot of you want to check in and see who is your next spouse. I'm seeing next because some people were already married and divorced. Let's get into it. As usual, pile number 1 is on your left. Pile number 3 is on your right in case anyone will be asking about the names of the decks. Pile 1 is the Super Lunaris deck. Pile 2 is the Healing Light Tarot. Pile 3 is the Steampunk Tarot. Choose your Hierophant. I'll see you in timestamps. Hello, pile number 1 people. Let's check in. Let's see who is this person that you're going to marry next. And we're going to peek and look at how your marriage will look like. Now, in this reading, my intention is to look at the ins and outs of it. We're not only filtering out and talking about good things, I'm gonna be talking about everything that I'm seeing. If I see a conflict, I will let you know about it. Okay, now one more thing to keep in mind for my younger audience is do not get stuck on only one person's description, because we learn through relationships prior to our spouses. Keep that in mind. Let's get to it. Pile number 1, let's first of all check in. Who is this person that you are going to end up marrying? We have the Queen of Cups. We have a Devil. We have a Star. We have Judgment. We have a lot of major Arcana cards here. And we have the Nine of Cups. All right. Let's look at the bottom of the deck. We have the Four of Wands. Four of Swords. All right. Now, first of all, whoever this person is, this is someone who is very intuitive from a get-go. This person really sees the world from a slightly different lens than some other people might. This is a person who likes to daydream, a thinker, philosopher, the way their brain works. They might be artistic, they might be creative in some way. This is someone who highly values aesthetics. So probably once you see them, would it be their outfit? Would it be their home? It looks very nicely put together. This is someone who cares about how things look. So that's why I'm saying this is someone who might be artistic. They view the world through that artistic lens. Let's see what else. This is someone who knows that there is more to this world, whatever that means to them. I know that there is more to this world. I know that there is something magical out there. Maybe I don't fully understand it, but I feel it in my soul. Now, what I'm also seeing, this is a person who may struggle with staying still. This might be the person who has very big dreams, really big wishes, goals for themselves that they have set, and they struggle because of that sometimes. Because if they're not reaching those dreams, those visions and goals, they bash themselves. They feel bad, they feel like they need to do more. There is a habit that they have that is not helping them, because it's like they always want to push themselves, but then they can burn out. Say, for example, if I have not bought a house by the age I am 28, for example, I feel like I'm failed. And that's something that this person struggles with internally. For some of you, this habit could be any other habit that they have that somehow... Let me clarify this actually, it's interesting. Okay, we're gonna jump into specifics here, so definitely not for all of you. Right, for one group of people, this person may still have ties with or haven't let go of someone, or someone hasn't let go of them in the past, but it does feel like it's someone else that keeps thinking about them. Someone who had a big tie to them, energetic tie to them. Whoever this person is, this is past relationship, and they either keep looking them up on social media, or they want to come back into their lives. I'm not sure if this person is interested. I'm not seeing that. I'm just seeing that there is someone who has an eye on this person still to this day. It's difficult for them to let go of the idea that we're not together and will not be together. For some other people, I'm seeing that this person may have some sort of issue, when we're talking about your future spouse, an issue with either law. Yeah, there's something happening with the law here. So, for example, maybe it doesn't have to be as intense as this person was a criminal in their past, right? It can be as simple as, okay, maybe I have not paid my taxes at some point and I got fined, or maybe there's something to do with formalities here. I missed out on something, or I didn't pay on time, and therefore I have problems with law now. Now, when I'm jumping into specifics, you have to be very discerning, because I'm literally tapping into someone's story here and someone's future spouse. So whatever does not feel like it resonates with you at all, you're like, it doesn't feel like mine, do not take it. Let's get more information about who this person is, and I'm gonna be using which deck do I want? El Goliath deck. What is this person like? We know that this is someone who is a dreamer. This is someone who is tapped into their creativity, quite an emotional person who constantly wants to grow. If I'm not growing, I feel like I'm not doing good enough. Very stubborn individual here. And again, it's very much to do with what I set out myself to do. I have to achieve it. This is a person who's stubborn, but by the time when you meet them, they will have learned how to compromise, because sometimes it's very difficult to be around very stubborn people, right? It can influence relationship big time. In this case, it feels like this person has learned how to compromise. They know how to discuss. They know how not to get into arguments straight away and to listen to the other half. This is someone who is very focused on their finances, that is for sure. I will get where I need to go regardless of what it takes me. I do not have limits for myself. I can dream big, and I know that whatever I need to do to get there, I'll do it. It may be difficult for me. I might have to battle my own self, but I'll get there. Whoever this individual is, they have a very strong body. This is not someone who's weak, physically talking. Okay? This is someone who has, I'm seeing meat on the bones. They might weight more, or they might just have a very toned body. You know that this is someone, when you look at them visually, you know that they're strong. Either they're very tall, either they have weight on their bone, like meat on their bones, and it's like you can see that this is someone who can wrestle anyone, really. Or this is someone who has worked on their body, and especially they might have been doing something that grows their stamina. If we're talking about bedroom, this is someone who has stamina. This is someone who can go long. This is someone who's quite competitive too. This person is competitive. Let's see what else. And when we're talking about their physical traits, this person doesn't have a petite nose. This person has a very unique nose that's on a bigger side, that sits very perfectly on their face. It's almost sculptural, like I don't know how to explain this to you, but the shape of their nose is very well structured. But it's also one of the things that you pay attention to when you look at them. You know, if I had to describe it specifically, what I'm getting in my visions, if we're talking about a man, this is someone who may have longer, sorry, that was my JBL turning off, longer nose. It's not as wide. It's long. It may have a bump. When we're talking about females, I am seeing in my vision a very nicely sculptured, I'm seeing sculptured because it's that amazing, black nose. It sits perfectly on their face. It's like you look at that person and you go, damn. I cannot let go of the nose in pile number one, so here we go. That's something that you're gonna pay attention to big time. Specifically, personally to you, that nose will be something that really draws your attention. You might even compliment this person on their nose. They might have a piercing. That's why it draws your attention. Okay? Sorry, I had to have a sip of coffee. Let's continue. Let's look at your... I want to peek and look at how you're going to meet this person. How are you meeting this person, pile one? Oh, very unexpectedly. You may think now that, oh, I have a feeling where I'm going to meet my future spouse. I'm seeing that you might think it, but in actuality, what's going to happen is going to happen very unexpectedly, out of the blue. You won't even be thinking about it. I'm seeing people... This reminds me of the times when, you're all dressed up and you're feeling yourself, your hair is done, you're feeling good, and you're like, if I'm going to meet someone today, I'm going to be pretty happy. And then there is a time when you have your hair in a bun, or you in a tracksuit, you don't really care, you just go into the grocery store to get some, I don't know, bananas. And then you meet people. That's what kind of meeting I'm seeing happening here. I do not expect it, I'm not thinking about it, I'm going somewhere, or I have to be somewhere, but on my mind, it's something else. And then you come across this person very unexpectedly. How are you meeting this person? By the way, with the Wheel of Fortune, you cannot avoid meeting this person in this lifetime. It's gonna happen anyways. There is a divine interference putting you two together at the right place at the right time, where you'll both be together. You are unable to avoid one another there. What do we have falling out of a deck? Knight of Cups and the Magician. I feel like you're meeting them on the way somewhere. Or you are in a place that is not close to your home. Either you somewhere... You have an event to attend, or you have a dinner to attend, or you are on the move, for example, walking towards a shop. And again, you see we have the Wheel and the Magician. This is big manifestation type of energy. This Magician makes me feel like, with the Wheel of Fortune, looking at this scenario here, this guy was minding his own business on that horse, walking, looking straight ahead. At one point, their higher self, universe, God, whispers to them, look right. And they just They don't overthink it, they just look right. And that's when they see you or you see them. You're going to be nudged. Both of you are going to be nudged to be at the specific place at the specific time and to look somewhere. I'm not being given too much information when it comes to places, but I don't think it's beneficial anyways, because whatever is happening here, it's pre-orchestrated. Okay? Let's look at your marriage. Let's look at your marriage. What we have showing up, we have the Hermit, we have the Ace of Wands, we have the Two of Pens, we have Nine of Swords. I want to clarify this, so I'm going to adjust the camera slightly. We have the Three of Swords. We have Strength. We have Seven of Swords. We have Ten of Cups. Bottom of the deck, we have the Sun card. Okay. This marriage is being shown to me now from more like an energetic spiritual level as a marriage that is able, we're reading by the way from your perspective, right? We're reading from your energy. This marriage is showing you your past heartaches. This marriage will kind of force you to look at what it is that your heart hasn't healed from just yet. It's like a plaster on the wound. So I wouldn't be surprised if whilst being with this person, in a marriage with them, you would be able to see more and more what it is that you struggled with in the past. It's like coming up at the right time to be healed, because the environment that you are in, specifically your home that you're going to have, will have a really good aura, or wherever you buy that house, it's on a really good land. When I'm saying good, energetically speaking, there is some sort of healing energy that is lingering in that place. And you're gonna be very drawn to looking at the past hurt, strengthening, healing your heart. Heart space is going to be your main focus. Heart chakra is going to be main focus. You are going to be, what's important to you, what I'm seeing, is to keep the spark going in the marriage. And I'm seeing that that spark will continue for a long time, specifically when we're talking about sexual attraction. I'm seeing someone say, you know what, I do not want to come into the bathroom whilst you're having a shower to use a toilet for number 2. Like some people do that. I don't want to do that because I want to keep some sort of mystery. I want to keep being sexually drawn to you, and maybe that's something that turns me off throughout time. I do not want to cross some sort of line that completely diminishes that mystery about one another. I hope this is making sense. Translate it in your head what that means to you. Or I do not want us to get to that point where we chilling under blankets and someone farts. I don't want that. I want us to have some sort of boundaries. But those boundaries are being placed so that we can continually be attracted to one another. Because someone has something, I'm giving you the silly examples now, someone has something that they are easily put off by, And because they know it, they do not want to do something that would make that fire die. So know what this is for you. That spark is going to be lasting for a long time in this marriage due to some sort of agreement that you have with one another. What do you like, what you don't like? What turns you on, what turns you off? I'm also seeing here with the Two of Pens and the Seven of Swords. Let me just clarify this. There is something else apart from what I'm seeing. Okay, when it comes to the issues that you may face, like we all do in any relationship, someone in this partnership wants to do things on their own or does not involve the other person. For example, they're about to buy something or book a holiday and they do not consult their other half as much as the other half thinks they should. So that's where the issue may arise. But as long as you are a good team and you talk it over, as long as someone is open to talking, you're gonna be good. Anything that feels to the other person that they should have known about but they didn't may cause conflict in this relationship. And someone to feel that they're not appreciated or they're not an equal partner, because whoever these people are, they want to be equal partners. It's really important because in the past someone wasn't treated as an equal partner. So now it's really important to build that together. I'm seeing you going on quite a lot of trips or getaways together, like weekend getaway, I don't know, camping or fun fair. Let's go there. You're planning to do quite a lot of things together, especially at a time when one of you is overwhelmed or stressed over responsibilities. The other person sees that and they plan something so that you can both relax. What bonds you two is that time together, going places that you both like, experiencing things that you both like on your time off. So for you, it's really important to keep it going, I'm seeing here, because that's what builds both of you up. And if one of you is really stressed or overwhelmed, it helps the relationship because someone is not rubbing that stress onto relationship. And the other person knows the tactics, what they can do in order to help this person to relax. I wouldn't be surprised if you took a lot of trips together. You're definitely having a child together. I'm not seeing you two living on your own. This could be a pet if you don't want children. Or one of you or both of you have children from the past marriage. I'm not seeing that you two, once you start living together, that it's only two of you. And again, this could be a pet that you both get, and it doesn't have to be a child. Okay? So I hope this made sense, pile number 1. And that was interesting to listen to, and I'm going to catch you in the next one. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 2. Now, before I start, I want to put something out there. When it comes to future partners description, especially for my younger tribe here, I do not want you to get stuck on specifics, would it be my reading or someone else's, because we learn about ourselves through a relationship as well as what we want, what we don't want in partnerships. And when I see people who are like, I know that I'm gonna only get married, for example, to a Latino, and they are not allowing anyone into their lives apart from that particular vision that they have. Remember that we are learning through relationships with different people. So sometimes in order for us to get to our future spouse, to the one that we'll spend a lot of time with, we need to be in relationships with some other people. So just keep that in mind. Let's get to it. Right, let's see. Who is this person? Let's look at their personality, whatever needs to come through, your future spouse. We have 7 of Pents. Knight of Pentacles. 7 of Swords. Knight of Cups. 5 of Wands, and I want to clarify these, so I'm going to adjust the camera slightly and push you a little bit towards the right. Here we go. Let's see, who is this person? We have the King of Cups. We have the 3 of Wands. We have the 4 of Swords. We have the 5 of Cups. And we have the Knight of Wands. Oh, okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the Moon. Now, for a lot of people, I wouldn't be surprised in pile number 2 if you are really confused when it comes to the future spouse, because maybe you get in different stories every time, or you get in a vision or a feeling of a different person at different times of your life. Now, why is this happening? What I'm seeing is that you guys have a lot of choices. This file is very interesting because I'm seeing this is someone, when I'm talking to you, I'm talking about you here. You are someone who is going to be the one to make a decision who I want to be with. Would it be A, B, C, or D? And I think it's because you've done quite a lot of self-reflection and you try to grow as a person. And I'm seeing someone growing rapidly. And that's why what we have, for example, if you had a reading a year ago and if you'd have a reading now, those two descriptions of someone that you're going to end up being with might be very different, because we have a projection of the future based on our current energies. And you are the one who's choosing, who do I want to be, so that I have a partner that suits my values or morals or needs at that time. Okay, it's a very interesting vibe that I'm getting for pile number 2. Let's get to the description of this person. This is someone, first of all, who's quite competitive. If you're gonna tell them that this cannot be done, they'll probably go and do it and take pictures. This is a person who they have this dual side to them. They are really patient in some things, but in other things they have no freaking patience whatsoever. So I don't know in which areas of life this is going to show. There's someone who is not going to just go and take something that is being offered to them here and now. They're like, okay, I know what I want, but if that's what's being offered to me not up to my standard, I'm going to wait it out and see what happens next. This is gonna sound harsh. This person does not like desperate energy. They can sense it from a mile away. This person can sense desperation from a mile away. This is someone who's very grounded in their actions, but at the same time, if there is something that they really want, they will not be patient about it. They're like, I see it, I want it, I'm going to get it. They know what they struggle with. They're quite self-reflective. They know what they struggle with, and they're trying to get better at it. This is a person who has grown through struggle quite a lot. Something has happened at one point in their life that is connected highly to their personal relationship. Would it be family or a lover? They were let down. They were let down. They had to sit and lick their wounds. And if you talk to them, they might even talk about that period of time as something that they had to experience, because now, because of it, they have grown a lot. I'm hearing, I never thought that I would have experienced this, but I did. And now because of it, I had to grow up or mature quite quickly. My ass was kicked. I had to mature quite quickly. This person may come across at first as someone who's quite mysterious. They might not have all the cards on a table straight away. You may feel that there is something more to this person, but they'll only reveal those cards to you once they are sure that they want to spend more time with you. Meaning, for example, if you meet a new person in your friend circle, you wouldn't tell them everything straight away, or wouldn't show your character to them straight away, like ins and outs of it, unless you feel that this is someone that you are going to vibe with in the long run. Once this person is feeling safe and comfortable, and they have made up their mind about someone, they're going to make sure that they keep in contact with that person. This person gives me a feeling of a free spirit here. They want to be free spirited. They want to live that maybe kind of lifestyle, but at the same time, this is their inner struggle, because they know that they have some sort of responsibility or responsibilities that do not always make it possible for them. So they're gonna be looking for a better balance between I'm completely free and I have this responsibility to take care of. So I have to kind of keep myself cool. This is very specific, so not for all of you. This person may have a very strong tribe. This person dearly values friendships, so whenever someone is in trouble, this person is by their doorstep. Doesn't matter if it's 3 a.m. in the morning, they will be there. So they might even voice it to you, or you're gonna notice it yourself, that friendships are super important, and those people that I've built strong relationships with, I cannot compromise on. For example, if they'd meet a super jealous person, that, or someone who hasn't found peace within themselves, you always, why are you not spending time with me? But in reality they are, but they also want to spend time with their friends. This is not someone who is going to leave you in a back seat and prioritize other people. This is someone who has a good balance between I'm spending time with you, but I also need to spend time with my people. So if they meet someone who is like, no, like instead of going to that meeting with your friends, which is very traditional for them, I'm seeing maybe once a week or once a month they have some sort of gathering, or they have to attend something that is personal to them. If someone tries to somehow sabotage that, they will not have it. They like, I'm sorry, I told you, this is really important, this part of my life, these are the people I have experienced a lot of things with, and I value them, so can you please value them too? If you cannot value my people, I don't think this can work. This is someone who has a hard time tolerating unhealthy jealousy, because to some extent all people are jealous, but I'm talking about unhealthy jealousy or control. This person is looking for peace. And if someone hasn't worked on themselves enough and they bring in chaos into a relationship constantly, they're gonna end it pretty soon. They'll not think twice about it. This is someone who's very straight to the point. They're very in touch with their feelings, but at the same time, they give me this King of Swords or Queen of Swords energy too. Like, I am very empathic and I am very loving, but if someone crosses my boundaries, No, I'm gonna tell you about that, and it may sound a bit harsh, especially if I told you about this before and you did not listen to me. Respect is a big thing for this person. um, if they don't see respect, they're not hanging around those people. I'm telling you, this is someone who has seen quite a lot of issues. I wouldn't be surprised if this person in the past was cheated on and they had to lick their wounds, sit with themselves and lick their wounds in order to get up. I'm not saying that this person would bring that baggage into new relationship. They know really well that this can rub off on a relationship that they're trying to build, a new one. They do not want to dump their past issues onto a person who does not deserve it. And they also value people who don't do the same, who do the same like them. Let's peek. How are you meeting this person? By the way, when it comes to this person's appearance, they may have, what you're going to pay attention to the most is their hair. Either their hair is always styled particular way to them, or it's very neat, or their hair is a bit unusual. So for example, if we're talking about a female, what would be unusual for hair color, which we don't have a lot of, but now at this time when I'm reading, it's fashion, it's part of fashion, ginger hair, right? We don't have a lot of people with ginger hair or particular color that this person colors their hair. When we talk about men, this person may have a bit longer hair, or the way the hair falls, it's very unique to them, and you don't really see that everywhere. So here's the thing that is gonna draw your eye. How are you meeting this person? How are you meeting this person? Damn. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Cups. You may meet this person at the time when one of you are... No, not at a time. A conversation. Now, I'm not being shown exactly where you're meeting, because what's being highlighted is a conversation. You're gonna have a conversation with this person about one of yours past experience that was very, very challenging. I'm hearing, I really had to forgive. At that point of my life, I really had to forgive. And it was really difficult to forgive, but I knew that I had to do it in order to set myself free. So I don't know if this is you or them who is talking about this experience. Now, location-wise, environment-wise, you may meet this person in the evening somewhere. You may meet this person in a competitive environment. Or if it's not a competitive environment, someone is quite competitive in that environment and is going to be very noticeable. But the moment you meet, you already have a bond. So you're recognizing one another on the emotional level here, big time. It's not going to take you a long time to recognize that there is a very strong knowing deep down. It feels like I know you for a long time and you know me for a long time. That's why it's easy for me to open up to you. For you specifically, it's going to be very easy to open up to this person. You're going to feel safe with them. You might not know why it's gonna be a feeling because you just met them, but you're going to feel really safe opening up about even maybe traumatic events from the past, or the conversation is gonna just randomly go that direction. Some of you, I'm not seeing only 2 of you there. I'm seeing more people surrounding you, but not a massive group of people. Up to 5, I would say. So it might be like a social setting of some sorts, or team. I don't know. Maybe you're part of a team, you're part of the same group, something to do with that. For some of you, there is something happening that requires physical strength where you're at. So if we're talking about competitive environment, maybe for example playing volleyball, right, or joining a class that requires muscles to work, or you want to perfect a skill of some sort. There's 2 groups of people here. I'm being divided 50-50. Some of you are meeting in a social setting where people just sitting down and talking, and others of you there is some sort of competitive environment to it. But from a get-go, there's that feeling that I don't know why, but I'm telling you these things, but I feel like I can't tell you these things. Okay, let's look at your marriage. What do we need to know about your marriage, pile 2? We have the King of Wands, we have the Sun, we have the High Priestess. Oosh. Okay. King of Swords. I want to push this that way a little bit, and we're going to be clarifying these cards. We have the 9 of Swords. We have the 6 of Cups. We have the 8 of Cups. We have a Hermit. Let's look at the bottom of the deck. We have a Chariot. This marriage is all about progress. These 2 people want to grow together, and I would not be surprised if you sat down and you said to one another pretty early on what it is that you want to be better at that you suck at currently. And this marriage is almost like I'm feeling very motivated and driven. You may constantly want to help one another to grow, particularly in areas that you're not as good at. It feels very motivating. This marriage feels very motivating. You lift one another up at the time when someone is struggling. But it's very specific though, because that's what it's supposed to be, right? But this is very specific. For example, if I really suck at, I don't know, calling up people. I really don't like to do that. I really don't want to call the plumber. Either this person would say, okay, leave these things to me, I'll take care of this. You do something else that you are good at. Or if you really want to work through that and say, I don't know why though. Why am I feeling so socially awkward? I wanna overcome this. I wanna become better at it. This person will be there to hold your hand and to remind you whenever you forget that that is something that you set out to do. You set out for yourself to do. You want to get better at that, because sometimes we forget, right? We're like, okay. A very motivating marriage, a marriage that this marriage is not going to be sorry, I'm laughing. Someone from your or their friend circle might even comment on your marriage saying like those 2 are a power couple, like they constantly want to do better at something, but personally, right? And then you join forces and together you're unstoppable. One of you tends to have either you have anxiety or you had depression, whoever relates to the fire element more. And I am seeing that this other person is able to help this person out who is struggling or who was struggling. Anytime you are worried, I am there. Now, this is a bit about the past life because this is creeping in. In the past life, you were in the same family, and we know that we keep meeting people. You know, we like actors. We're changing roles when it comes to reincarnation. But here, what's being pointed out to me, one of you was a child and the other one was a parent. Now, this is not going to be for 100% of you. You're going to feel if this is your situation. One of you was a child, the other one was the parent. And specifically what's coming through when I'm tapping into the parent figure, this parent really wanted that child to have a bright childhood at times of difficulty. And being brought back to the times where a lot of people were poor, and this parent was trying to constantly maybe create a game or go somewhere. It's to create a creative environment for that child not to see the poverty or not to see the difficult side of life too early. And they succeeded big time. Because that child grew up to be very bright, very optimistic, and that light that they were bringing with them once they grew up, it helped a lot of people. They were sharing that light that their parent had showed them within them with other people. Let me clarify one thing here. One of you in this marriage is very intuitive. Maybe have a connection to shamanism, esoteric, mysticism. And the other one comes from a logical or more scientific background, but you two work together really well. What I don't have, this person has, and vice versa. This marriage will push both of these people to look really deep inward. And I think it's because one of these people in the marriage, they tend to look very deep within. Shadow work, I'm seeing. Shadow work. The other one feels to be whoever is not as intuitive or not interested in that field that much. This is someone who is really good at creating safe structure. I don't know what that means, but creating a safe structure for life. So that's what I have for pile number 2. I hope this made sense. If you need more content, you can find me on Patreon as usual. All the links are down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now. Hello tribe, whoever has chosen pile number 3. Before I start, when we're talking about the future spouses, I'm probably going to be talking to my younger tribe here. Maybe for some of you who are more mature, older, when it comes to future partner descriptions, would it be this reading, would it be a personal reading that you are given, remember at all times that getting stuck to really particular information when it comes to people, and then picking only specific type of people that just suits the reading may not be beneficial to you, because we're reading from the current energy. If you made drastic changes or self-improvement throughout that time, you may be attracting a slightly different person into your life. Okay, and sometimes we have to be with people that we'll not end up with in order to get to the person that we want to get. Okay, so let's go. Pile number 3, let's see. Let me get comfortable here. Future partner based on current energies. Your future spouse. Then we're going to peek into marriage. We're also going to peek into the meeting. Let's see what cards will want to show us. We have the Fool. We have Strength. We have Two of Cups. We have the Sun. Okay, interesting energy to say the least. We have the Ace of Wands. And I feel like I'm missing one more here. So let's see. And the King of Wands, of course, next to the Ace of Wands. Okay. Let me sit with this for a minute. Okay, whoever this person is, this is someone who likes to try new things. This is someone who would say, hey, next weekend we're packing up our bags, we're going camping somewhere, or I booked these tickets to this gig. Quite a spontaneous character. This is not someone who would stay in relationships or jobs that does not fulfill their heart anymore. This is someone who wants to move forward, who wants to constantly evolve, and a very spontaneous character. And that is why when I'm tapping into their circle, a lot of people value this person, because once they walk in the room, it's like a sunshine. Literally, we have the sun card on a table here. Someone who likes to move around, move their bodies. They might be into dancing, they might be into exercise. Part of their life has to be movement. That's what keeps them going. That's what kind of balances them in the best way. They like a river. They do not like to be a lake. It makes them maybe slightly even depressed if there is not something to look forward to, or there is no challenge. They need to be challenged. And I think a lot of times they create those challenges for themselves to see what they're really capable of. So this is a person who would also probably want to challenge other people. Would it be their beliefs? Would it be, say for example, if someone says, you know, I promised to myself I'm gonna do this from now on. Next week you meet this person and they will check in on you, like, are you doing this? But they come from love. They don't come from, you know, this prideful space where they're like, are you actually doing this? Or they're not being bitter. They wish everyone could take everything from life and see that there are so many resources for all of us out there. So they feel really strange, and they probably wouldn't want to spend a lot of time with people who just bring in very like, ugh. You know, when you ask them, how was your week, or how have you been, and they constantly go, oh, it's okay, you know, there is no spark, there is no light in this person. They do not want to be surrounded by people like that, and they understand that we are the ones to find that spark in us. This person creates that for themselves, and they cannot understand sometimes why people would choose otherwise. Right, this is someone who at one point in their life they were underestimated, and it's not that they're trying to prove themselves these days, and they're not. I want to say, this is someone, when you look at them, you cannot really judge them by the first couple of meetings, because this person may constantly surprise people. They're always doing something. They always have their mindset on something that they want to explore, experience, get better at. This is a very interesting character. This is someone who has either a high sex drive, or who, yeah, I'd say this is someone who has a high sex drive. If they didn't have that before, they understood that they were not with the right person, because, now, and listen to this, it's not that they prioritize sex and relationship, and they put it above morals and values. For them, being attracted to one another means that what's the word I'm looking for? We keep it interesting. I'm interested in you. I might know you for 5 years, but you still keep me going. That's what they're looking for. And they also are seeking for a partner. They don't have to be the same like me, but they have to bring in strength. And an explorer, we have an explorer type of person here. They might be interested in very unusual lifestyles. They might be even someone who'd say, you know what, one day I just want to experience living in a van, or living somewhere really remote, or going for a survival experience. That's what kind of character I'm seeing here. Let's speak and let's see. How are you going to meet this person? Anything that would be beneficial to know about? I do not want to ruin surprises. That's my intention, not to ruin the surprises, but whatever we need to know. How are you gonna meet this person? Bottom of a deck, we have that Ace of Wands coming through here. Let me tap in. How are you meeting this person? It feels like there's gonna be a time in your life when you may think that things are kind of like dragging. Maybe nothing very interesting is happening, or there are no drastic changes maybe that you are making, or like your life is just kind of still at that time, but it doesn't feel like it's in a bad way. You have your routine, you know what you're doing. It's a peaceful time, one step at a time. And then there's gonna be a time when you're gonna start thinking about one particular place, location. You may be interested in taking a trip or challenging yourself in some way, but wherever you're challenging yourself, it's not where you live. It feels like it's not the environment that you are at often. Even if it was the same town, there is a different location. You don't hang there very often. You're gonna want to do something that makes you feel strong, that makes you feel that you are progressing. This might be connected to maybe even a spiritual retreat, or a retreat that includes even a holiday that includes exercise or activity of some sorts. Some of you may meet this person at work, but when we're talking about work, I'm getting international. So maybe the company that someone works for, it has a connection to other countries, international. Maybe this person is from a completely different country, but you have a branch over there and you communicate with them. Or you go to a company gathering, maybe a celebration of some sorts, and there are people from different branches. Some of you are going to be connected to this person through a female in your life. Very little group of you. So discern what feels like it's for you, what feels like it hits home, and leave the rest for other people. Let's speak into your marriage. Let's see how your marriage will be like. How will your marriage be like? See, even your marriage is gonna be quite exciting. I'm seeing you taking trips, I'm seeing you exploring, but it doesn't feel like the time that you're spending together. It's like, okay, let's book holiday to Turkey, to those kind of touristic places like, Antalya, for example, Bodrum. You're choosing to spend time together in places that are not as visited. If you want to see the country, you want to see the country. You don't want to see a resort. That's what kind of bond I'm seeing you two have, or maybe that's something that you two will create together that bonds you two really closely. You both have a very strong interest in a specific way of traveling or to a specific location that you both love going to. I'm seeing you creating a beautiful home together, that is for sure. Both of you care very much about what you are building and what maybe aesthetics or design you choose for your house. Your house is your sanctuary for both of these people. Yeah, that's the place when I'm coming to where I'm coming to chill. So I need to make sure that I create a sanctuary for myself. And one of you is going to be I want to say a leader of a project, and the other one of you will take a backseat, but then someone adds to building that home in a different way. Let's see, bottom of the deck we have Justice. Okay. Your marriage feels to inspire you. It feels like I can play around. We're probably gonna crack a lot of jokes. It's very important for both of you to have fun and not to repress the inner child. You have very similar sense of humor, and your marriage will be a lot about laughing together and exploring. Laughing and exploration, those things are really important for both of you, and I feel like this is going to be a very successful marriage because you understand that sometimes life shouldn't be taken too seriously. When shit happens, I don't know, one or both of you, you're gonna laugh at it first and you go, okay, well, here we go. And then you sit down and you create a structure or you find a solution. You approach life lightheartedly, both of you, because you know if there is a problem, if you're gonna dwell on it, if you're going to cry about it, nothing's gonna change. So you very much like, oops, let's see what we can do together. And whilst you are looking for some sort of resolution, you might even have a sarcastic sense of humor that bonds you two together. You always find fun, even at the dark times. And this marriage is going to be really strong when it comes to finding solutions to problems that life brings us. One of you may have to travel somewhere from time to time. So maybe one of you has a job, a job that requires you to be somewhere else. Would it be weekly? Would it be once half a year? Someone has to go somewhere. Maybe for some of you this is not a job. Someone has to visit a family, and family lives in another city, in another country, far away. I'm seeing you taking trips, but those trips are part of tradition now. We have to go there. You might even be from two different countries or different parts of regions, but it's quite far away. I'm seeing it's not like an half an hour drive, an hour drive. It's much longer. It's a very, the vibe that I'm getting, obviously, like in every relationship, there are going to be ups and downs. But when I'm looking at these cards, the vibe that I'm getting, that I'm having fun. I'm having fun. I have safety. We both build something together. Would it be a home? Would it be even business for some of you? And we're keeping it lighthearted because life is too short to dwell on things for too long. That's what kind of vibe I'm getting about your marriage here. Even at a time, for example, if one of you would lose someone in your life that you dearly loved, like for example, a grandma or grandpa, you know that their age, I mean, I'm seeing 89, 80, 90 years old. You know that this is inevitable, it's part of life. Some people are born, some people are transitioning. Even like at those times when you're going through that, you're able to, because of your team, because of a team that you've created, you have a strong bond, you're able to navigate through it much easier than maybe some other people do. That's what kind of vibe I have for pile number 3. So I hope this made sense. And if you need extra content, as usual, find me on Patreon. And until the next one, my tribe. Bye for now.